Quiz 18. Let's look at the results. So it says name the CD3P2 compound. Well, we look at their periodic table of ions and we see that CD, cadmium, is a +2 ion. So cadmium is a +2 ion. And we notice that we have 3 of them. So we're going to have 3 of those cadmium +2 ions. Good. Now we look at the P. P stands for phosphide. And phosphide is a -3 ion. And we have 2 of those. And our math equation turns out to be +2 + 2 + 2 -3 - 3 equals 0. Our formula name is cadmium phosphide. Cadmium phosphide. That's how we do it. All right, there we go. Cadmium phosphide. Name the BaBr2 compound. Well, Ba is barium and Br is bromide. Barium is a +2 ion and bromide is a -1 ion. And we have 2 of them. So our formula is +2 - 1 - 1 equals 0. And the name of the compound is barium bromide. Barium bromide. So it looks like right there again. Barium bromide. Name the BaCl2 compound. Well, barium, again, is a +2 ion, and chloride is a -1. And so our math equation is +2 - 1 - 1 is 0. Barium chloride. Barium chloride. All right, I'm hoping you're finding these easy. Ra3N2. Well, Ra is radium, and so radium is a +2 ion, and we have 3 of them. +2 + 2 + 2. Radium. And N is nitride, and that's a -3 ion. And so +2 + 2 + 2 -3 - 3 is 0. And so we need 3 of the radiums and 2 of the nitrides to get to 0. So radium nitride. Radium nitride. CdCl2, cadmium, and Cl is chloride. Cadmium chloride. Write the chemical formula for calcium iodide. We go to our periodic table of ions. Calcium is a +2. Iodide is a -1. So, well, how am I going to get to 0? Well, I have a +2 and a -1, so I need another one of these i's. So that way I have +2 - 1 - 1 equals 0. So the name of the formula has to be CaI2. That's how we write it. Calcium iodide. Calcium iodide. Write the chemical formula for beryllium phosphide. Beryllium is a +2 ion, and phosphide is a -3 ion. So I have to get to 0. So I have, in order for me to get to 0, I got to get a +6 charge. How am I going to get a +6 charge? Well, I have to have 3 of these berylliums. +2 + 2 + 2, and then I need 2 of these phosphides at -3. So beryllium phosphide is going to be Be3P2, beryllium phosphide. All right, so we got a few more. Write the formula for magnesium nitride. Magnesium on the periodic table of ions is a +2. Nitride is a -3. So we can write out 3 of these magnesiums and 2 of these nitrides, and that gets us to 0. You know, another way that we can get to 0 is we can kind of play one of these crisscross games. We can bring the 2 down here and the 3 over here, and then we would write out Mg3N2. And we can do that because we're looking for the least common factor between the 2, which is 6. So we can bring the 3 down there and the 2 up there. So sometimes this gets us into trouble. Sometimes it's easier to write it out as Mg +2, Mg +2, and Mg plus 2, and then we get to see N minus 3 and N minus 3, and we get to see clearly that we have a plus 6 and a minus 6, we get to 0. But notice that 3 times 2 is 6, so if we had 3 of the magnesiums and 2 of the nitrides, you can kind of probably start doing that in your head now. And this little crisscross method works great. So that's just another way to do things. But I want to caution you, for some of the others, like plus 2 minus 2 equals 0. So like if you had calcium oxide and you had calcium with a plus 2 and oxide with a minus 2, if you did this and you did that little crisscross method, it would look like Ca2O2. Well, you can't do this. You don't have 2 of the calciums and 2 of the oxides. You only have 1 of each to get to 0. That's all we need. So what you'd have to do in this case is reduce. So you'd have to reduce and you'd get CaO, and that would be calcium oxide. So be careful if you're going to do this crisscross method. But you can write them out the way I've been doing here and you'll always get the right answer. So strontium chloride, strontium, Sr is a plus 2, chloride is a minus 1. So I need another one of those chlorides to get to 0. So we'd say SrCl2. Now the other way would be Sr is a plus 2, chloride is a minus 1. We play the crisscross game and we'd say Sr, and now if there's 1 we just leave it alone, and then we'd have Cl2. And again, we don't put the negative sign. Write the formula for calcium fluoride. Calcium is a plus 2 and fluoride is a minus 1. So calcium fluoride, we're going to need 1 of the calciums and 2 of the fluorides. So we'll get CaF2. All right, plus 2 minus 1 is 0. So calcium fluoride is Ca. And look at that. I didn't even fill in these up. Mg3N2, Mg3N2. Oop, that's not it. Mg3N2 right here. And SrCl2, SrCl2, and CaF2, CaF2. And just for fun, calcium plus 2, fluoride minus 1. Again, we just play that crisscross game and we get a Ca, and then we'd say F2 because we bring the 2 down here under the fluoride, and the negative 1 we take the absolute value and put it here under the calcium. But we don't put a 1 here. We don't say Ca1F2. If there's only 1 of the element, then we would just leave it alone and we'd say CaF2. This is not what we would do. We wouldn't put a Ca1F2. It'd be just CaF2. Okay? I hope that wasn't too confusing. But keep up the good work, and I hope you come back tomorrow because we want to do a whole bunch more of these to get really good at naming chemical compounds. All right, enjoy your day.